Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another video. And today guys, I'm reviewing The Karate Kid Part 2, which was released in 1986 and is the sequel to, the first Karate Kid, which, I did watch for the first time recently and reviewed that, so I'll leave a little iCard link in the description for that. But, I've never actually watched, the first Karate Kid or, Part 2 or any of them, except for the remake, of course, up until now. And, I absolutely love the first one because, I think that's one of the most quintessential, 80s movies. But going into Karate Kid Part 2, because I literally just watched, the first one last night. Watched Part 2 a day later. I was, honestly a little bit worried about this movie just because, I don't know, just was because, that first one's so good. But honestly, I can definitely say that this movie definitely stands its own and is definitely different and very enjoyable. And like I said, it's definitely very different. And I say this is definitely one of the most different sequels from, the first movie, I would say. But the movie pretty much just begins like it has like a whole recap of the first movie, and then we even get like some little aftermath of after the tournament, and you see that I still don't know the Cobra Kai sensei's name. I guess Kreese, maybe, that might be it, but, is, like, beating up on Johnny, and, Mr. Miyagi goes and beats up, Cobra Kai Sensei, that's, beating up on Johnny or whatnot. This movie, just straight up, Mr. Miyagi is my favorite part about the first one. This movie just goes full into that. Like, this movie is about Mr. Miyagi and his backstory and, some of his problems he has. Because pretty much the whole plot of this movie is, he has to go back to Okinawa because his father's dying. But, he's kind of, not really wanting to because, he's got this backstory with, this girl he fell in love with, which, dishonored his friend. And now his friend wanted to fight him. And then he ran away to America, and he hasn't been back since. And his friend Soto, which is the guy that's wanting to fight him, wants to fight him because of his dishonor, and because in Japan, dishonor's a whole thing. And this movie's definitely going full on into the Japan culture and all that, which that first one definitely had some of the stuff about respecting Japanese culture and whatnot, and this movie just goes full on into that. And honestly, I love it. Like, I love like the atmosphere of the little village and Mr. Miyagi's hometown or whatnot. And Mr. Miyagi finds love again with the girl. Let's see, what's her name? Yuki or something like that. And then Daniel finds love with her daughter, I think, or her niece or something, which is named let's see, what is it? I don't exactly remember, but like it's like Kamiko or something, which honestly I think that that love story and interest kind of works better than the first movie, I would say, even though I still really like the love interest in the first movie, and this movie they just kind of write her off and been like, yeah, she's in love with blah blah blah. But I think it honestly kind of works better in this movie, and I kind of feel their chemistry a lot better. Also there's that weird scene where Daniel and Kamiko are in town, and she's like, no, we don't want to go there, that's a bad place. Yeah, betting on breaking ice is a bad place or whatnot, but whatever, that's a great scene and all that. I love Mr. Miyagi's family dojo and all that. Honestly though, like I said, this movie is just so different from the first one, but like I honestly like love it. Like don't get me wrong, I think I still like the first one a little bit better, but like just from like a pure like movie standpoint, I think this movie's honestly great. But comparing it, since it is a Karate Kid movie, and when we were going throughout the movie, I was like, is there not going to be like a really good fight scene? Like, you got that one between Miyagi and let's see, Chosen and, his goons or whatnot, which, let me just say, biggest dickweed award of the year right there for that guy, but, which, is, Soto's son. And also, I do like Soto's, kind of redemption story, when the big storm comes through and, Mr. Miyagi and, Daniel save them, and then, Soto kind of disowns, Chosen because he won't go help, Daniel get that girl off that tower, which I'm just saying, like, that, she was the one ringing the bell, the one in the village about the oncoming storm or whatnot, but she just kind of stayed up there as the whole village was already inside the little thing. Yeah, kind of weird, but whatever. I think that was a pretty good part of the movie. At the end, like I said, Soto's kind of redeemed himself. gives the deed to the village back, and he brings in a reconstruction crew, and at the end they have the that dance thing inside the the ancient castle or whatnot, which is nice. And then like I noticed it before any of the characters did, but just seeing Chosen sliding on that rope or whatnot, I just thought was really funny. And then the big battle between Chosen and Daniel, I think lives up to it of good final battle, but it kind of does feel thrown in there. And also another one of my main complaints in the movie is this movie's like really long. It's almost 2 hours long. I think yeah, an hour and 53 minutes, which does feel a little bit long, but I must say it's very enjoyable while watching it. It just kind of feels long, but not like it. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of in a bad way, but I don't feel like it's as worse as some other movies would be, because I don't know, it's definitely just interesting to watch. There's always some interesting on screen to watch, and then at the end with the whole he finally learns the drum technique or whatnot, which I don't think's as iconic as the crane technique or whatever it was in the first one, but still pretty cool. Well, like I said, honestly, The Karate Kid Part 2, I think if you're going to like this movie, you're going to like it for a totally different reason than the first one, because I think this movie could definitely just stand on its own and, learn more about Mr. Miyagi's backstory. It kind of feels like it retcons his backstory in the first one a little bit, but I don't know, I digress. But, honestly, I'm kind of definitely looking, or not really looking forward to the third one, though, because, I don't know, I don't know. We'll see though, and like I said, I'm probably not gonna watch the Next Generation, and then I'll probably just go straight into Cobra Kai after part 3. But honestly, the Karate Kid Part 2, I'm gonna give this movie a 8.9 out of 10. Like honestly though, like I really enjoyed it, and like people that say they don't, I could see why, especially coming off the preconceived notions of the first one. But honestly, like for me, I honestly really love this movie. It was just such a fun movie to watch. Definitely, still 80s, but not as 80s as the first one. And Mr. Miyagi, this whole movie's about Mr. Miyagi, and I love Mr. Miyagi, but that's just me personally. Like I said, 8.9 out of 10. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on The Karate Kid Part 2. Do you guys think it's better or worse, or, how do you compare it to the first one? And, without spoilers, what's your thoughts on Part 3? Because I'm kind of interested in that. But check out my Twitter and Discord, link in the description. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!